Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad you could be here with me today. I'm going to do an overview of the current state of the streaming wars. And if you're not quite sure what I mean by that, I'm talking about all the various streaming services that are available, at least in America. There may be others in other parts of the country as well, or some that we have in America that other countries don't. And I just want to kind of give a glimpse into what entertainment looks like in the current climate of all these streaming services. Now, you hear a lot of people talk about the streaming wars and what that means and who's going to win and what all they offer and why they're the best. Everybody has their different opinions of the current state of what's on offer to us for streaming movies and TV shows. So this is just my take. It's my personal opinion. You can take it or leave it, of course. But let's get right into it. I want to start off with HBO Max because that is the most recent release as far as streaming content, and it's basically a combination of HBO and other Warner Media Entertainment. And I have to say that it's really a game changer, I personally think. There is so much content on offer with HBO Max that it's going to be a strong competitor in the streaming market. Now, there's a lot of streaming services out there that we can have. There's HBO Max, there's Netflix, there's Hulu, there's Amazon Prime Video, there's CBS All Access. CBS All Access. There's Peacock, which I'm honestly still not too sure what that looks like or is going to look like. We haven't really heard much about it. And there's a few others out there that I won't name as well because they're just not really in the game. The other big contender, of course, is Disney Plus. So I'm going to kind of break it down, my feelings on who has the best content for your money. And again, it's all relative because everybody likes something a little bit different. So I'm going to touch on some of the other streaming services first before I hit HBO Max and tell you why I think that HBO Max is probably the best value for your money at this time. I have been a long-time subscriber to Netflix back when I was still getting discs by mail, DVDs and then eventually some Blu-rays as well, and then Redbox popped into the market, so I still see a few of those around, but I think most people have moved away from movies on disc. I know I have, and I buy most of my movies digitally or watch them on streaming services. So I've been a long-time subscriber to Netflix. I've been a long-time subscriber to Hulu as well, back from who knows how long ago, when it was still $7.99 before it dropped to $5.99, and then it's kind of going up again, and then Disney bought it, or Disney bought a controlling share in Hulu, I should say. So I've been long-time subscribers to both of those. I do Amazon Prime, primarily for the discounts on shipping, getting free shipping, and other content that they provide as well. So along with that, I get free access. Well, not free, I pay for it, but I get unlimited access to Prime Video. So any movies or TV shows that are featured on Prime for free, I get to watch those without paying any extra for it, even though you can buy content on Amazon Prime as well. Recently, the game is really stepping up. Netflix has been doing a lot of original content, some of it good, some of it not so good, some of it in between. Hulu tries to do the original content, but in my mind it just looks like junk. I just wouldn't waste my time watching most of it, with a few exceptions. And of course, Amazon Prime has their originals too. And the originals that I have watched from Amazon Prime, I have been very, very impressed with. So you can see one of my other videos on Tales from the Loop. I'll link it up here at the end of the video, and I'll put it in the description below. You can watch that. But that was a fantastic show, and Amazon puts out some other great original content, and they've got a lot of stuff for free. So I've been really, really impressed with that. Of the three of those, I think Netflix is probably still the top contender, and Amazon Prime is a close second to it, with the content that they're putting out and what's available to you and the value for the price that you pay on a yearly basis for all that you're getting. It's basically $100 a year, and you get access to all of Prime stuff, Prime groceries, Prime shipping, Prime everything. It's really quite good. Yes, Amazon is a big conglomerate, but there's a reason they got so big, is they really know how to do the job well and provide value for what you're getting. So Hulu, on the other hand, at this point, I've been strongly considering that I might just get rid of Hulu after a while. Disney will be putting some of their more adult-oriented entertainment now that they own Fox Media, and now that they will have Deadpool in the mix for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Whether he's actually in the MCU or not, that's still kind of up in the air, it seems, but they do own the rights to Deadpool, and they have said in the past that they would probably put his movies on Hulu once they are available to watch and to stream. So, but I own the first two Deadpool movies. I will probably buy the remaining Deadpool movie or movies once they make them. So there's not really a need for me to pay for Hulu just for that. And there's a few other shows that I watch currently on Hulu that are now available elsewhere, or one of them is anyway. And then the other show I watch, which is Seinfeld. I'm a huge fan of Seinfeld. It's currently on Hulu, and we watch some of the rerun episodes there. But that is eventually coming to Netflix in a year or two. So once that leaves Hulu, there's not really going to be much reason for me to subscribe to Hulu. That's my personal opinion, so that may be one I get rid of. I'm kind of on the fence with that one. CBS All Access is also available, and I'm not really interested in subscribing to that. I am a fan of Star Trek. I'm probably more of a fan of Star Wars than I am of Star Trek, but I really, really like Star Trek too. And I was always a fan of Star Trek The Next Generation with Captain Picard. And I have noticed that the new Picard series is on CBS All Access, so I'm kind of torn there. But it's not something that I would probably just pay a subscription just to watch that show. Some of the other content on CBS All Access has no real value to me. I'm not really interested in Star Trek Discovery, although I've heard it's good, and I've also heard it's not so good. So it's not something I need to see. But I might do a free trial of CBS All Access just to watch Picard and then cancel it after my free trial is up. I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence there as well. But in all likelihood, I am not going to have a regular subscription to CBS All Access. I just don't really think it's worth it for what you're getting for the little that I would watch it. Now, you on the other hand may be a huge fan of a lot of the content that's on CBS All Access, and you want to pay money for it. That's great. more power to you. But for my money, it doesn't really seem that worth it to me. So if I had to rank some of these services that are out there, I would probably, on a scale from 1 to 5, I would probably put CBS All Access in the number 1 slot. So 1 is the lowest and 5 is the highest. I would probably put CBS All Access on the 1 slot. I would probably put Peacock there as well, just because I don't really know a whole lot about it. I don't know if it's really going to be incorporating any content that is valuable to me. So maybe it's not fair for me to put it in a tier right now, but I'm gonna stick it in the 1 category for now. I would put Hulu a 3, just because it really has given me a lot of value in the past, and it still is right now, but I may not continue it just because it won't be necessary. And I'll talk more about why in a few minutes, but Netflix I would put in the solid 5 category. I'm still going to subscribe to Netflix. They have a ton of really, really good content that I thoroughly enjoy. The Witcher TV series was fantastic. I highly recommend that one. The Altered Carbon series is a fantastic sci-fi series. I had a huge amount of fun with that, and I still need to watch the animated short series of Altered Carbon and also the animated why can't I talk today? The animated short series of The Witcher. So I'm very much on that bandwagon. Castlevania is on Netflix, and if you have not watched it, there's 3 seasons available on Netflix, and there's a 4th season coming. It is an absolutely spectacular show. It's dark, it's gritty, it's everything you want Castlevania to be, based on the games that you used to play as a kid or things like that. So Netflix has some great original movies as well. They've got Black Mirror on there. You can watch reruns of Twilight Zone. I know CBS All Access has the new Twilight Zone, so I guess that's a draw, but I don't know if that is really that good of a draw for me. It looks like it's just basically rehashing a lot of the Twilight Zone stuff. So all the reruns of the Twilight Zone, the originals, are on Netflix as well. Netflix has a ton of really good content for the price, so I'm definitely putting that in my 5 category. Amazon Prime I'm putting in the 5 category as well, because it is just that good. And I have no reason not to expect more really great content from Amazon Prime. So I'm excited to see what they do with it. So yes, in summary, so far, I've got Netflix and Amazon Prime in the 5 slot, Hulu's in 3, CBS All Access, and Peacock are in the number 1 slot. For now, that could change. Well, hello there. I made a boo-boo. I forgot to include Disney Plus in my original video. I briefly mentioned Disney, but I didn't talk about Disney Plus. So, in case you're wondering, Disney Plus goes in my 4 slot. It is definitely a great service. They offer a lot of content, like The Mandalorian, which is a fantastic show. They've got a lot of other original series on there that I think are well worth watching. They've got season 7 of the Clone Wars. They've got all of the Disney back catalog of movies on there. They've got all of the MCU, or almost all of the MCU movies, on Disney Plus. And there's more MCU content to come, like WandaVision and Falcon and the Winter Soldier and Loki, Moon Knight. Lots of great stuff coming down the way. So I think it's definitely worth the money, in my mind. I'm still playing a wait and see game, just because I'm not sure what that other content is that they promised is going to be like, or if it's going to be worth it, but I don't see any reason to cancel it. I got it for free and for a year, so once the year's up, I'll probably continue subscribing to it. I think a lot of the delays on things with Disney is simply because of the current pandemic situation. So I'm really excited to see what Disney puts on Disney Plus. I think it could be a spectacular service, but it's just too early to tell. So I put it in a number 4 slot because I have high hopes for it, and I do trust Disney with my money, so there is that. So thank you for enjoying this little interlude, and let's get back to my regularly scheduled content. Now here is where the big change comes. I've been a subscriber to HBO Now for a while, partly because I wanted to see Game of Thrones end, but I also wanted to watch His Dark Materials. Those are the 2 big draws for me. We also watch some other HBO content like Curb Your Enthusiasm and things like that, and they often have some good movies that I might not buy, but I might want to see just to see what they're like. So HBO Now has had a lot of really good value to me, and currently I've had HBO Now in my number 4 slot. It's one that I might stop subscribing to for a time, but then I might pick it back up again if there's a show that I want to watch. It's definitely one that I'm willing to spend my money on if the reason is right. Then HBO Max came out. Now here's where I want to talk a little bit more about Hulu too. So we watch South Park and we watch Rick and Morty, and both of those have been available on Hulu for a while after the seasons air on their respective channels. But now HBO Max has picked up exclusive rights to stream Rick and Morty and South Park. So that is one of the reasons why I said there's not really a reason to subscribe to Hulu if I'm only doing it for Seinfeld. And maybe the occasional other show that I might like, such as, they've got I Love Lucy reruns on there, which are cool, or at least I think they still do. They've got Seinfeld, of course, like I said. They've got Beat Shazam, which has been a show that we've really enjoyed, and they've got some cooking shows and stuff on there too, which is cool. But overall, it's not something that I feel like I have to have and that I have to subscribe to. I might save a little bit of money there. And then HBO Max is offering so much more that it might be one that I just keep subscribing to. I got it basically for free because I was already an HBO Now subscriber. And so HBO Now subscribers were automatically upgraded to HBO Max for the exact same price, no additional cost, $14.99 a month, and it comes with so much more. There is Looney Tunes. The entire catalog of Looney Tunes cartoons is on HBO Max. I'm a huge fan of Looney Tunes. My kids are as well. I might check out the new Looney Tunes because it does look like it could be fun. And that's exclusive to HBO Max, although I don't know I really feel totally good about the new Looney Tunes. I have some reservations about it, probably because I'm nostalgic, so it feels a little weird to have something like that, but it could be entertaining, and it will introduce a whole new generation to Looney Tunes, which I think is really cool. And it's a modern generation, so they've got cell phones and stuff like that. It's kind of cool. Doctor Who used to have seasons on Amazon Prime about a year after it aired on the BBC. But now HBO Max is going to be the exclusive home of Doctor Who in the US. And I'm a huge Whovian. I've watched all of the new episodes. I've watched some of the classic episodes. And I've not yet gotten to see the Lady Doctor in action, except at the tail end of season 12. So, or not, no, I'm sorry, not season 12, season 10. Yeah, I got to get that right. The 12th Doctor, that's where the 12th came from. Okay, so when the 12th Doctor regenerated, he regenerated into the Lady Doctor. So that I'm just so excited to see her, and this is going to be the exclusive home for Doctor Who. So that is a huge draw for me. I just cannot wait to see what they do with the series. I've heard some rumors that this current season is not that great, season 11, but I'm willing to still give it a shot. I really like the casting choice. I like Jodie Foster. Not Jodie Foster, I'm sorry. It's not Jodie Foster. It's Jodie something. Jodie Whittaker. Yeah, Jodie Whittaker. I knew I'd get it. I knew it was a Jodie. Come on, don't harp on me for that. It was a Jodie. So she was really good. I really enjoyed her in Broadchurch. And if you haven't watched Broadchurch, just as a side note, if it's still on Netflix, watch it, because David Tennant is in it too. He was my favorite Doctor of all the Doctors I've seen so far. So make sure you check that out. Okay, back to HBO Max, the exclusive home of Doctor Who. It's also got almost all of the Studio Ghibli content. So if you like Howl's Moving Castle and you like Ponyo and things like that, all of the Studio Ghibli stuff, with a couple of exceptions that may be added down the road, are on HBO Max. And of course, South Park has moved exclusively to HBO Max for streaming starting in June. And Rick and Morty will get new seasons on HBO Max, as well as on Hulu. I think they're still going to be on Hulu, but it's also going to be on HBO Max. So again, not really a reason for me to subscribe to both, just for Rick and Morty. But there is so much content on HBO Max. You get access to almost all of the DC Entertainment universe, with a few exceptions. They don't have Batman the Animated Series on there yet. I'm honestly not sure if they will, but they have a lot of the animated movies on there. A lot of the other DC stuff is on there. So if you like the DC universe in its current state, that's really a huge draw. I'm on the fence. There's some I like and some I don't, but they're there. It's really a great deal. And you still get access to all of HBO's content. So you got access to Game of Thrones and the new series that they have started production on or pre-production on for the prequels to Game of Thrones, which I'm actually really very excited about, and I hope they do it justice. But there's also His Dark Materials, and there's just so much on HBO Max that it's a no-brainer to subscribe to it. So I put that in a solid 5 tier. If I could do a 5+ tier, that's where I would put HBO Max, because it just slightly edges out Netflix and Amazon Prime in that slot. It's just slightly higher on the tier than they are. So that is my take on the current state of the streaming wars. I'm sure it will change and morph. It always does. Seems that all the companies that are out there are now vying for each other's business, and they're putting out their own streaming services, and I'm sure we'll see a whole bunch more. Who knows, there might be studios that get bought up by other studios. Apple TV Plus is in there. I didn't really mention it. I should have. But it has a few cool looking series, but I'm not really sure. I would probably put that one in a 2 slot. I don't know if I would spend money on it or not, but it does have some cool looking content. It's more interesting to me than CBS All Access is. So I would say that's probably something that I really want to look into and see what it's all about. I did get a free subscription to Apple TV Plus because I purchased a new Mac computer. So I might as well check it out and see what it's all about, right? And that's it from me on that. Let me know what you think in the comments. What services do you currently subscribe to? What draws you to those services? Are you a little bit more into some of the services that I'm not? Tell me why. I'd love to hear from you on that. Are you now going to boil me in oil because I'm not a bigger Star Trek fan than a Star Wars fan? And, you know, why have you not subscribed to CBS All Access? It's all about Star Trek. I know. What can I say? It's just one of those things. We all have our preferences, right? Really, do dialogue with me in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And I will be back next week with a more book-related content. But I wanted to take this opportunity to nerd out a little bit over the streaming services that I enjoy and that I subscribe to. And just kind of casually throw in there a couple of series that you should check out. Witcher. Tales from the Loop. Yeah. Just wanted to casually throw those in there. And I hope you've enjoyed this video. Give me a like, give me a subscribe, hit that bell if you want to get notifications for my videos. And as always, folks, make sure that you are enjoying good, entertaining content, whether it be books or TV series or movies. I will see you in the next video. Have a great day. Bye.